In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on February 18, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Baylor versus Kansas. The Baylor Bears will be trying to move into sole possession of first place in the Big 12 standings when they face the Kansas Jayhawks on Saturday afternoon. The Bears are coming off a 79-67 win over West Virginia as 6.5-point favorites. The Jayhawks are coming off an 87-76 win over Oklahoma State as 1.5-point favorites. Baylor and Kansas split their last 10 meetings. Baylor is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The under is 6-1 in the Jayhawks' last 7 games on Saturday. The under is 4-1 in Baylor's last 5 games on Saturday. The over is 4-1 in the Jayhawks' last 5 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600. The under is 5-0 in Baylor's last 5 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600. Baylor defeated Kansas earlier in the season as they controlled the game and looked like the better squad. The Bears have won 10 of their last 11 games entering Saturday, but this will be their toughest test. Kansas does not have the best home record against the spread. They are just 5-8 against the spread in Lawrence, but in this environment, in such a big game, Kansas will be firing on all cylinders with one of the best coaches in America in Bill Self. The Jayhawks have the talent and the explosiveness, and they have shown it after losing to Baylor earlier in the year. With Grady Dick playing so well the last couple of games, Kansas has become an even harder team to beat. Kansas is averaging 77 points, but in the last game they put up 87 points. Kansas is going to have no issue running up the score here, and Baylor won't be able to keep up. Look for a big game from Dick and Wilson, and that will be the difference as the Jayhawks get the job done. Kansas should take the W easily, though efficient shooting and strong rebounding. So the Kansas Jayhawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Bears are averaging 79 points per game and 72 points per game on the road. They averaged 71 points per game in their last 3 games against the Jayhawks. They play at a slow pace, averaging 70.4 possessions per game, and they're facing a team that is giving up 67.5 points per game at home, so expect them to be held under their average in this game. The Jayhawks are averaging 77 points per game and 79 points per game at home. They averaged 74 points per game in their last 3 games against the Bears. They play at a faster pace, averaging 72.6 possessions per game, but they're facing a team that is giving up 74 points per game on the road. The Bears and Jayhawks played under the total in 3 of their last 4 meetings. When it comes to 2 very good teams in college basketball, the under always hits. The shot clock runs a little longer and defensive is emphasized much more. The under is 5-0 in the Bears' last 5 games versus a team with a winning percentage above .600. The under is 6-1 in the Jayhawks' last 7 Saturday games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. DePaul versus Xavier. The Xavier Musketeers play host to the DePaul Blue Demons on Saturday afternoon in a Big East clash from the Cintas Center. The Blue Demons sit near the bottom of the Big East standings and Xavier near the top, though with DePaul having sprung the upset when these 2 first met last month. This has the potential to be an interesting rematch. DePaul hasn't won a game since that win against DePaul, while Xavier has lost a pair of games coming into this one. DePaul has actually won 2 in a row and 3 of the last 4 in the series, as the Musketeers know they have to flip the script. DePaul is 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 Saturday games and 2-6-1 against the spread in their last 9 road games. The over is 5-1 in DePaul's last 6 games. Xavier is 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a losing record. The over is 8-1 in Xavier's last 9 Saturday games, and the over is 20-8-1 in their last 29 games. The underdog is 4-0 against the spread in these 2 teams' last 4 head-to-head meetings. The Blue Demons sit near the bottom of the Big East standings standings and Xavier near the top, though with DePaul having sprung the upset when these two first met last month. This has the potential to be an interesting rematch. DePaul hasn't won a game since that win against DePaul, while Xavier has lost a pair of games coming into this one. DePaul has actually won 2 in a row and 3 of the last 4 in the series, as the Musketeers know they have to flip the script. As mentioned, the last time these teams met up back on January 18th was the last time DePaul recorded a win. In that game, the Blue Demons posted a 45-40 edge during the first half and held on for a 73-72 victory at Wintrust Arena. Since then, it's been 7 straight losses for DePaul, but if there's good news, the Blue Demons have been scoring well during that time. Xavier hasn't lost as the home team since way back on November 25th versus Duke, a span of 10 straight victories. If Xavier can bounce back from their tough Wednesday loss, I don't see the Blue Demons getting too close in this one, so the Xavier Musketeers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. On the flip side, the Musketeers been a bit underwhelming on the defensive side of the court. Xavier is just 210th in defensive shooting, allowing opponents to hit 44.6% of their shots. That can potentially leave the door open for a DePaul team who considers its offense its strength. The Blue Demons are scoring 107.5 points per 100 possessions, which is the 124th best team in the country. DePaul is one of the worst teams in the Big East and has allowed at least 81 points in 4 of their last 5 games. Xavier is scoring 83 points per game, and I expect them to have another big day here. All things considered, I think both of these defenses are more than capable of being exposed here. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Georgia versus Alabama. The 2022-2023 NCAA men's basketball season continues Saturday, February 18th, with the Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide in the Southeastern Conference Showdown at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Bulldogs meet the Crimson Tide for the first time this season. Georgia stunned Alabama 82-76 as a 14.5-point home underdog in their lone encounter in 2021-2022 to snap a 4-game skid against the Tide. The Bulldogs are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 road games and 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. The Crimson Tide are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games and 10-4 against the spread in their last 14 games overall. The over is 27-12-1 in Bulldogs' last 40 road games. The under is 4-1 in Crimson Tide last 5 overall. This is a very big spread, especially in a game this late in the season between 2 winning teams. Of course, Georgia hasn't played at nearly the level that Alabama has, but this is the biggest margin in which they've been an underdog this season. As an underdog, the Bulldogs are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games as an underdog and 0-4 against the spread in games where they were an underdog by 10 or more points. Against other top Southeastern Conference teams, Texas Agriculture and Mechanical and Tennessee, the Bulldogs lost by an average of 27 points in 2 games and averaged just 49 points. Alabama will surely be looking to let out their frustrations as well after losing in their first shot as the top-ranked team in the country. They haven't skipped a beat, still scoring and shooting at a very high rate. Alabama is coming off of their first conference loss of the season, but they should be able to bounce back with an easy win over a Georgia team that is not good on the road. Georgia is on a 2-game winning streak, but both wins came at home. The Bulldogs are only shooting 41.8% from the field and will not be able to keep pace with the Alabama offense. The Tide will also own the Bulldogs on the boards, setting them up for a big win at home. Alabama is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings with Georgia and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games at home. So the Alabama Crimson Tide to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Again, we have another big number won this game, but this time I'm not sure we can get over it. We know full well that the Crimson Tide can and will score big, especially in the face of their loss to Tennessee. However, it's the Bulldogs who are of concern. They have had big trouble putting up points against top teams. They scored just 41 against the number 4 Tennessee and just 57 versus second-place Texas Agriculture and Mechanical. Even when they win, they tend to tally low, like the 65 versus LSU or 58 in a win over Mississippi State. Alabama has held their last 5 opponents under 70 points in 9 of their last 10. Over their last 10 games, the Tide have held their opponents to an average of 67 points per game, and this included the 93 that Oklahoma hung on them a few weeks back. The under is 4-1 in Alabama's last 5 games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.